Alright, in this lesson, we're going to start creating our level that we're going to be using throughout these lessons to stage our dynamic effects, if you will.
Okay, so sort of a test level upon which we can try out all of our karma effects.
Right, something that, we can start with. So let's create a quick level. It's just going to be a cube. It's not going to be anything complicated with ramps or anything, just a simple thing.
Sure, it's all we need, really.
Right. So let's right-click our cube. Let's make this a lot bigger so that we can have some room to play with. 512 sounds pretty good.
That's a pretty big room.
Yeah, it is. Wow, that is pretty big. So let's move this guy over. Let's subtract that guy out. That's pretty cool. Wow, nice and big. Plenty of room to play with. Let's select the bottom guy, and let's insert our player start.
Okay.
So there the guy is. And let's move around here. Let's move him to the corner so he has a starting position right about down here. And let's just rotate him just a little bit so that he's pointing towards the inside of the room. Right about there. That's looking pretty good.
All right.
And let's just make sure we line it up so he's on the ground. That's good.
You don't want him to fall from the ceiling or anything crazy like that.
No. And let's add a light right there. And that's really our level. Obviously, not exactly complicated. It's just a cube.
Sure.
So there it is. Nice lighting effects. All that we need. So what we're going to do is create two simple barrels and have these are karma actors. What they're going to be is karma actors.
Okay.
And they're going to have dynamic effects on them. So they can react with gravity, react with each other, react with the player, push them around, do all that kind of thing.
So what you're saying is that a karma actor is going to be an object, in this case a static mesh in our scene, that is going to be affected by karma's physics engine.
Right.
Cool.
So let's start off by going into the static mesh browser, and let's load a new package up. Let's load the AW hardware package up, and down here we have the barrel. We're just going to use a barrel static mesh in this case because it's cool. It can show off all the different effects of karma.
Sure, we can take this barrel and sling it around the room and, watch it respond to all of these various physics effects.
Right. So with it selected, let's right-click, and we'll press Add Karma Actor. So it's going to use the selected static mesh and insert that as a karma actor within our scene.
In this case, this barrel.
Right.
Cool.
So let's add that, and it's kind of inside of our ground.
Yeah, kind of passing through the floor in a scary sort of way.
So let's move him up. Over there. Let's go up here. Let's put him near the end of the room, give him some room to breathe. Let's right-click him, duplicate him. And let's move them up a little bit so that they're on top of each other so they can interact with each other a little bit.
So you got a stack of barrels. Pretty cool.
Yeah. Let's actually create two more just for the fun of it. Move him over here. It's always fun to have a lot of different barrels to play with. Let's move him near the ground. And finally, let's create a weapon base so that we can have a weapon inside of our scene.
Cool.
So let's go into our actor browser. Let's go to the bottom, and let's create an X pickup base. And select X weapon base. Now we can click our floor, right-click, and go into Add X weapon base here. And that's created a weapon base. Let's move him over, put him into a nicer position than he's currently in. Maybe over here, that's pretty nice. And let's double-click him, which will bring up our properties.
Okay.
And under X weapon base, let's change the weapon to... What do you say, Zach?
I'm not sure. Let's just... Something with a nice kick to it.
How
something
about
we can
shock rifle?
Cool, I love the shock rifle.
Alright, so with the shock rifle, now we have a shock rifle, we have 3 barrels on our scene with a weapon, pretty much everything we need.
Sweet.
So, let's run this scene and see what happens.
Awesome.
So, let's start Unreal Tournament up. Wait for it.
Yes.
It's so slow.
Nah, it's not that bad. We're
No,
already
not
here.
that bad. Alright. And the first thing you'll notice is that nothing seems to be happening. It's like all static meshes that are just standing there doing nothing.
Yeah, actually kind of hovering over each other in a really spooky, kind of scary way.
Oh, very scary indeed. But look what happens when we shoot it. Now it suddenly started the karma reaction between the different actors in the scene.
Yeah, I noticed the first barrel actually fell on the second one, and then that collision started triggering the effect of that second barrel. And now, looks like they're actually moving about. So can we affect them now?
Yeah, I mean, if we shot that one started too. If we start shooting them around, you can see that they actually move around when you shoot them. All sorts of cool effects.
Wow, pretty neat.
We can actually take our gun. I mean, we inserted our shock rifle.
Yes.
Shoot him around. Oh, that's kind of cool. You can kind of play in here forever, but we're not going to stay in here forever. Let's exit it out, and let's look at the options that are actually driving our barrels to not start when our level starts, not start reacting when our level starts.
The setting maybe that's keeping them just floating over each other when we first warp in?
Right.
Okay.
So let's double click our K-actor, and let's go into Karma, and under K-parameters for this parameter.
So that would be short for Karma parameters?
Right. Let's go into Karma params, and here we have a bunch of different options that you can set. We're not going to be covering every single option here. We're going to be doing that in the next lesson.
Okay.
But in here, I just want to show a few simple options that are really necessary if you want to get the effect you're initially looking for.
Okay.
First off, there's the K start enabled. And now what this is going to do, right now it's false. And what that means is that right when you start the level, when your character morphs in, or spawns in, it's going to not be enabled. The karma physics aren't going to be active. So we actually want this to be true. We want it to, right when we spawn in, the K physics to kick right in.
So right now the karma physics are disabled when we first start in. We have to actually interact with our karma actors to invoke their physics.
Right. So let's check this on. So now it's enabled. Let's do that.
Now they're going to be enabled as soon as we enter the level?
Yep.
Awesome.
So let's select our other one. Let's turn all of these barrels to true. They're K-start enabled. So now all of them are true. So when we go into the level, it's going to initially be just the way we want it.
Okay.
But before we actually test this out, which we will do in just a second, let's check out this Be High Detail Only. Now what this parameter is doing is saying that if your detail settings are to low, it's not going to use the physics engine at all to use these barrels. So if we set this to false, then even if their detail settings are low, it's going to use the karma physics for those barrels.
Well, that's really cool. So that's going to act kind of like a buffer, so that maybe if I had a slower computer and I have my details set to low to speed things up, then this particular karma reaction would never take place if I was set on low.
That's right.
So that way I'd have one less thing to slow down my scene while I play through the level, because, in the end, Unreal Tournament at least, is about running around and fragging people and blowing your enemies to tiny bits, not necessarily shooting a bunch of barrels around a scene. Now, it's an awesome effect, but, if you get down to the brass tacks of it, and my computer's starting to run pretty slow, I can set this up so that this karma situation will not play if I need low detail.
Exactly.
Just to keep things running faster. That's really awesome.
Yeah, it is very cool. So, but in this case, this is not exactly complex, so let's turn it off for all of them.
Okay.
So we're just going into the parameters of each and flipping them off.
Flipping them off?
Yeah.
let's say switching them off.
Yeah, let's say switching them off.
That was awesome.
Let's actually run the level.
Okay.
And wait a few seconds. Doesn't take too long.
No. Flipping off the barrels.
And look at that. Right when we start our level.
We haven't even spawned in yet.
Yeah. Actually, I'm sorry. I said it wrong. I actually meant that right when you load up the level. Right when you load up the level.
So as soon as the level itself is launched.
Right.
Then the karma starts to take effect.
Exactly. So let's press fire.
Because as soon as you fire, you get that little 3 count before you actually spawn in. The level will have already started.
Right.
And all of your other enemies will have already been inside, and they will have set up advantage, and... No, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, let's shoot our barrels around, and look at that. All of our physics are still appropriately applied to all of our barrels.
That is much more polite than flipping our barrels around.
That's right.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't give you such a hard time. I can't help myself.
It's understandable.
Okay.
So, now we can shoot our barrels around and have some good times.
Right, and everything is already enabled. We didn't have to actually start any kind of reaction.
That's right.
Very cool.
So, actually, that kind of wraps up this lesson. I just wanted to create a simple level and really get the barrels rolling.
The barrels rolling, that's a good one. Well, it was a cool lesson for being so short. We've built our staging level that we're going to be using from here on out. We've shown how to get a karma actor into the scene.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen where to access their parameters. Now, we haven't gone over each and every one of these parameters yet, but now we know where they are.
That's right.
So we also know how to keep these things from switching on as soon as the level starts. You may not want that to happen. You might want to have like a barrel that really is suspended until maybe you shoot it and have some kind of cool effect as it drops down.
That's right.
So you have all of this power already just with what we've shown here. We've got it set up to where if you have a low level of detail, perhaps you won't see a karma reaction, or you can set it to where even if it is low, that you will see them, just depending on the speed of your computer. So we've
we've covered a lot of good stuff
already. Some really cool stuff that we've seen. So I'm really looking forward to what the parameters we're going to look at in the next lesson, so we can really start bringing out the power of karma.
That's right. So with that, thanks everyone.